Welcome back, everyone, to WCG's New York Comic Con coverage. My name's Alex Goldaboy Mendez, and I'm joined by my good friend Matt Groot from Gazillion, and we're going to be showing off some Marvel heroes, which I'm super pumped for. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me. It's
of
awesome.
course, as always. I love this game. I've been praising it. I've been preaching it to been preaching the word of Marvel heroes
It's
to
much
everyone
appreciated.
here.
Thank you.
No problem.
We
Anytime.
like it too.
and I did hear that you guys just announced some awesome news. What can you tell us?
Yeah, actually, I just came from our Marvel Heroes panel here at NYCC, and we announced Luke Cage, Nova, and Jean Grey as playable characters. So
now Luke Cage, Nova, and Jean Grey are going to be available in Marvel Heroes, and I'm pretty sure there are many, many more to come.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Which we can't talk all about today, but
that would be cool, right? Now.
but that would be cool.
Right.
But in any case, though, we're going to have some awesome gameplay here. Now, before we jump into that, let's talk about the game itself real quick. It is an MMORPG, but it is free to play. So why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about that whole, I guess you could say, the setup that you guys have for Marvel Heroes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we really wanted to take kind of the best of the action RPG genre and then take all the social features that you'd come to expect from an MMO, kind of combine them together to get the best of both worlds.
Awesome.
And then, as you mentioned, it is a free-to-play game. I mean, obviously there'll be some microtransactions in there, but for the most part, it's 100% free. You can start the story and play all the way through for free.
That's awesome. I mean, I was preaching Deadpool like crazy. We got a chance to see Deadpool. We also got a chance to see, I believe it was Storm, who we went through. So today we're going to go through a few more characters, and we're going to kick it off with a requested character as well. Why don't you tell us which character we're going to hop on board with?
Yeah, definitely. Today we're going to be playing, to start off, as a Miss Marvel. It was kind of one of the big requests right after we got off the air here. I got a bunch of tweets saying, all right, come on, Matt, you got to play as Miss Marvel. They were upset that I hovered over her and then went to Deadpool, so today we'll give them Miss Marvel and a couple other characters as well.
Awesome. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the game and watch Marvel Heroes here at New York City Comic Con. Of course, this event is brought to you by the Samsung Notebook Series 7 Gamer, which we cannot forget about. You can come and try it out here at the booth. But there she is in all her beautiful glory, Miss Marvel. Matt, take it away.
Great. So at this part in the story, this is actually the very beginning of the game, and we find that the group of Hydra is coming in, and they're kind of breaking out supervillains for an unknown reason from this high-powered prison. So, Miss Marvel, she has, her classic just kind of beat-em-up melee attacks, but also she has some kind of energy bolts as well. So it kind of takes her from being a ranged character to being a melee character as well. And then one thing that's fun that we've actually debuted here at New York Comic Con is the ability to fly in the game.
Oh, nice.
So, characters that you would come to expect to be able to fly, like Iron Man or Storm, they'll be able to fly around. You can see that, here, this would be the very first tutorial part of the game. I have a couple of extra powers. It won't really play out like that in the final game, but, for the sake of this demo, it's a lot of fun showing off different powers.
Oh, yeah, you're just going to beat up a bunch of different people with all these maxed out abilities. Now, Miss Marvel, that's not the only outfit that Miss Marvel can have, correct?
Right. I mean, one thing that's unique about Marvel Heroes is we have access to all of the Marvel Universe. So that goes for heroes and villains and locations, but also all the costumes that they've worn in the past. So, for example, Spider-Man, it's his birthday coming up real soon, and he's had tons of costumes over the years. So, if you like the black suit or the Iron Spider, we'll have those in the game, as well as other, costumes for other heroes as well.
Well, that's awesome. I tell you this much, I can't wait to see the Galactic Spider. That'd be really cool to see.
That'd be awesome.
Possibly some silver. That'd be awesome. Probably some silver Spider-Man, silver armor Spider-Man. I mean, come on.
I had the toy as a kid of the silver armor.
I have the toy
Spider-Man.
too.
It shoots out the shield. It's a lot of fun.
Exactly. That's awesome. And that, my friend, would be awesome. So, all right. So what we're looking at here, of course, guys, if you're just joining us, it's Marvel Heroes. It is a new free-to-play MMO on the PC. And very fun game to play. You can play with friends, and you can pick your favorite character and run through the game. It is entirely free, but you also can purchase some heroes and all that good stuff too, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, the main thing we don't want to do is sell power, you know, because we don't want it to be that whoever has the deepest pockets or the biggest wallet is actually, you know, the best in the game. So, you know, we'll be selling a lot of different things that will, you know, kind of enhance your experience, but not, you know, by any means make you the best just because you paid for it.
Awesome. And Miss Marvel just tearing it up here. And don't worry, guys, we are going to be showing another character as well. I picked Deadpool yesterday. See, Matt picked the character that we played in the beginning, but I picked the character at the end. And that's the one that I'm really excited about. So hopefully you guys get to see that one a little bit here. But Miss Marvel is just tearing through this level here. And let's cover the basic abilities here for Marvel Heroes, because obviously it is an MMO, it is an RPG. It does share some similar qualities. It has often been noted in different journalists' websites and all that stuff that it is, how should I say, Diablo on steroids. Diablo means Marvel on steroids. So if you are a fan of those kinds of loot-generating games, this is something right up your alley. Let's discuss that aspect of it, the loot aspect of Marvel Heroes. Obviously, there's a lot of loot to pick up. What kind of things can you pick up from the dead bodies of those you've slain?
Yeah, I mean, as you can see in the demo so far, you know, I've been picking up just, you know, generic health packs that kind of give you back health and things like that. However, a lot of different things will drop, and all of them are kind of true to the character. So if a, you know, cape will drop for a character who, you know, wears a cape, or a mask will drop for a character who wears a mask. So I really want to just make it feel like the actual Marvel experience that you'd come to expect with these characters that you know and love. Yeah,
now you're fighting against the Living Laser here, who's a character that, you know, not a lot of people are familiar with. Actually, funny enough, I was watching the new Iron Man show, and he fought the Living Laser on that one. And I was like, oh, wow, you don't see that many references to the Living Laser all that much. And it's just so cool that you brought him into the game.
Yeah, I mean, we really want to, like, you know, have the big guys in the game like Thor and Captain America and Hulk. But we also want to have some of the more obscure characters. So, like, you know, we announced Nova here at New York Comic Con.
Yeah,
and
Nova's big. I'm a huge fan of Nova.
Awesome. Yeah, no, and also Squirrel Girl we've announced before as well, and she's kind of a more obscure character.
That's right. And you also mentioned the Lord himself, Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon.
So happy about that.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to get him
especially
into the game.
Especially with you know, the new movie coming out and everything. That can only be so thrilling for people who want to play as him. Now, another thing that I'm interested in talking about here, in regards to the adding of new characters. You're obviously listening to the community in characters that they want, correct?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we really care about, you know, the fans and the people who are really excited about playing this game. So we really want to, you know, fall in line with the things that they're come to expect, and also the things that they're excited about playing.
Any like special requests that have been made, you know, besides the ones that have been thrown out there?
We've got, you know, every request under the sun, basically, for every character you can imagine. And really, since we're an online game, what we have at launch is only kind of the tip of the iceberg. We'll be able to add more heroes and content as time goes on, being an online game.
Nice. And you guys did add Luke Cage, which is actually a favorite of my brother as well as myself. So that's some good news there. I'm really excited about that. And it seems like we are going to be coming across to the ending part of this level here, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is actually a pretty good opportunity if you want. Now, this won't play out this way, given that this is the first level, but we can switch to any of the characters that we have in our roster here.
Let's show the different characters first. Of course, we have Deadpool, the man himself, the what is it? The Merc with a mouth.
The Merc with a mouth.
And the man himself, the Incredible Hulk. Now, this is cool. Look at that. That just looks really cool. And you're able to zoom in on him, too. I'm even more of a fan.
Yeah, I mean, one thing also, you know, when we were talking about costumes and different looks for the characters, you know, you would think, how many different looks can the Hulk have? I mean, really, he's kind of purple pants and maybe a different shade of purple. But no, I mean, even Hulk has tons of different costumes to wear. Like, we have the Planet Hulk costume in the game right now, and that's one of my favorites.
The Planet Hulk costume. And you can also pick up the costumes from dead bodies and stuff like that, too. Now, take a look inside of that room. That's cool. You can see Venom just forming, and that's a character that I'm assuming you're going to fight later on, right?
Oh, yeah. He's a lot of fun to play. You know, you get in a group of people, and, you know, you kind of take him down as best you can. It's a lot of fun.
Now, here's a question for you, and I'm pretty sure this is going to fall under the That Is Awesome category. But but let me ask you this real fast. What about characters that kind of switch sides? Guys like Venom, for example, who switch sides. Would we be able one day to be able to play as someone like Venom? Is that a possibility?
That would be fun. But no, we actually, like, for example, Emma Frost, who's one of our announced characters, sometimes she's a good guy, sometimes she's a bad guy, but she'll be in the game as well. So, who you would come to expect currently on the hero side, you can expect them to be in our game eventually.
Well, that's good to know. And right now we're fighting the Green Goblin, a favorite amongst all the villains in Marvel. I tell you this much, man, I'm really excited about this. The Hulk versus Green Goblin. Now, in the world of Marvel, I think the Hulk is definitely going to crush the Green Goblin.
Possibly, yes.
Possibly.
I mean, one thing that we definitely want to keep in mind, though, is that our game, it's a game first. So even though Thor in the comic books is, stronger than Daredevil, for example, in the game we want to make sure that if you're playing as either one of those characters, you're going to have just as fun of a time.
But I can only imagine with things like the Hulk, as far as like his insane strength is concerned, balancing comes into play where you're going to probably cool down his stronger attacks a little slower, things like that.
Sometimes, yes, that's what we do. But I mean, even though, some of the stronger abilities have been pulled down, like from the comic books, you'll be able to upgrade them, with the items that you equip on as well. So, basically however you want to build your character is how you can build your character. Yeah,
and keep in mind, folks, this stays true to what it is to be a comic book fan. You are going through the game, playing through various comic book scenarios from the series. Whatever your favorite character is, you'll be exploring all the different storylines. Now, let's talk about the story in Marvel Heroes, because someone particularly special is working on the story, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, we actually have Brian Michael Bendis, who's kind of Marvel's super scribe. He's writing an original story just for Marvel Heroes that you'll only find in our game. So it's not kind of a rehash from the comic books, for example. It's an original story, like I said, that you would only find in our game.
So an original story made just for Marvel Heroes, characters that you could use and choose to purchase, new costumes. I mean, is there anything that this game doesn't have?
No. We've got it all.
No, that's it. No, it is. This is an awesome game. That's it. The objective is complete. Nice stuff there. You got to pick up all that loot. Typical of what you see in those dungeon crawling games, but with this one has that beautiful Marvel twist. And you can pick up the different medals. Now, why don't you tell people about the medals?
So medals are a way of kind of showing off to your friends, who you've beaten. Bosses will drop them. And each medal that you get will kind of give a little bit of a flavor from that character. So, for example, for Green Goblin, he gets plus 10% base health. Norman Osborn, he has a whole bunch of gadgets that kind of make him more than just a man. So we wanted to give that flavor off into the game as well.
Well, that's awesome. And also, keep in mind, folks, for those of you guys walking by the booth and everything, this is Marvel Heroes, a new MMORPG from Gazillion. Of course, those of you joining us at home, it is a free-to-play MMORPG. So you hop into the game, and how does that work? If you don't mind me asking, when I download Marvel Heroes for the first time, what heroes would be made available to me to use at first?
I can't answer that right now.
Oh, man. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome if I could, right? But no, really, I mean, if you're a fan of the Marvel universe, we're trying to, like I said, borrow from all different parts of the Marvel universe. So, odds are you'll have somebody at the beginning that you'll be able to play as that you like, and if not, you'll be able to acquire them as you play through the game.
Oh, that's great. I mean, still at the end of the day, it's always good to see some diversity and all that, and you have all these heroes now. Well, of course, let's continue to go through it. We have Iron Man, we have Ms. Marvel, we have Scarlet Witch, which is someone I'm very surprised to see. Let's see the next page there.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you can wait. There you go.
Perfect.
We have Wolverine, Storm, who we saw yesterday, and Thing, which is pretty cool. So Scarlet Witch, let's see what's up with her. What can she bring to the table here?
So Scarlet Witch is one of my favorite characters to play. She has her hex pulse just like you would come to expect in in the comic books and in the TV shows and things like that. And yeah, she's just a lot of fun. She's kind of a ranged character, uses heavy use of her spirit, powers and things like that. So it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. All right, well, let's go ahead and hop into the game here and check it out. Here goes Scarlet Witch tearing it up. Of course, the environment, the cars are destructible. Now, if the cars are near the enemy, that'll like hurt them, or you can get loot from the cars.
Yeah, no, it will hurt them if you're close by.
Nice. Well, that's cool. And Scarlet Witch is tearing it up here. All these guns and bullets flying her way, but it doesn't matter. She's Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch, she takes care of business. We took out the No More Mutants power, just for this demo, but what are you going to do? Be a little overpowered.
Super OP, but it is okay. It is a demo, and we want to see how amazing Scarlet Witch could be. That is so cool. I mean, and when picking the characters' abilities, what was the inspiration? You guys just took everything from the books? Did you make anything else yourself? Like anything you thought that could fit with the character specifically?
No, I mean, we draw inspiration from all of the Marvel Universe. So whenever we start working on a character, I'll hold a kind of a creative brainstorm meeting where we'll look at, reference from the comic books as well as the TV show and other games where these characters have appeared. And, we want to make sure that it's as true to form as possible. So we'll look at all this reference, and then we'll see, how could that work? It's an interesting gameplay mechanic and things like that.
Okay, well, that's very cool. And the items that you pick up, we spoke about them in brief, where you had mentioned that a lot of the things that you pick up do affect you. And did you switch to Iron Man there?
I did switch to Iron Man.
You totally just tricked me, man.
One thing I wanted to show off is characters that are strong can pick up cars and throw them at enemies. So there's definitely something satisfying of throwing a bumper into an enemy's face. It's a lot of fun.
That is just awesome, and you just got level 4. So here's something I'm curious about. We've seen in other superhero MMO games where you're able to create your own hero. What was the process in this one? Why go with everyone being able to pick some of the more prominent Marvel superheroes?
Well, I mean, we wanted to do something that was unique to the space. I mean, we've all played the superhero games where you invent your own superhero, but it's kind of like, Captain Firepants or someone who you've never heard of before.
Captain Firepants.
Captain Firepants, Marvel heroes. We wanted to make it so you could play as the big guy. So you're not a sidekick to, Spider-Man or Thor or Captain America. You are those guys, and that was really something that was interesting to us. It was just kind of a unique take on it. And personally, I don't like playing as a sidekick, so...
Yeah. Who likes the sidekick? Who remembers the sidekick? He had to break out and become his own thing,
Right.
And here you see the various skills that you can buy here. Now, if you don't mind, let's go ahead and take a look at this. How is the skill tree going to work in Marvel Heroes?
We're going to be talking about that at a later date, kind of getting into more detail. We've simplified it down for this demo.
Okay.
But if you're a fan of the Diablo franchise or Diablo 2, you'll feel at home in terms of how our character progression is going to go.
Wow, and look at that. Iron Man just cleaning up house. Unbelievable. And I really seem like I'm going to enjoy playing as Iron Man. He is one of my favorite heroes, though, don't get me wrong. Him and Deadpool, I could see myself wasting hours upon hours of playtime. Look at that. Pick up the car. Get owned. That's right. Sit down there, laddie. You need to calm down. I don't know why Iron Man's Irish, but we'll do that anyway.
It works,
It works. It all works
You
out.
make it work.
You
it's
make
good.
the character. So the cool part is that I can have an Iron Man rocking the Avengers costume, but I could also have an Iron Man that is dressed up in a completely different outfit and run side by side with them. And you can kind of even make your own lore with it, would you? Would you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, a lot of the time it's kind of fun to just think to yourself, what if Iron Man was in this armor and teaming up with this other hero? And maybe you won't be able to find it in the comic books, but you'll be able to make it on your own here.
And will there be like instances where you're able to see interactions with the different villains? And there was Shocker, by the way, and he's what's Shocker? Just so you can tell the people out there.
So first, he's actually Electro. But
I'm sorry, Electro. I apologize.
Okay. It's totally
I can't
fine.
see from here, and I'm blind. But go ahead.
Electro is an example of one of our open mission bosses. So you'll see where I'm running around here. If we were on a server with other players, we'd be running around with them. I'd see them running around. They'd see me running around. And then every once in a while, we'll get one of these open mission bosses that will come into play that kind of everybody has to team up with and fight to take down. Now, since I'm by myself, I'm going to do the cowardice thing and run away from him. but normally you'd be able to team up with 10 to 15 other people at any one given time and take them down.
And when I take out Electro, the loot that I see there, that's my loot. I can pick it up, correct?
Right. That's one thing that's really fun about our game also is that, all the loot you see is for you. So there's no like loot ninja-ing, if you will. You'll be able to kind of, everything you see will drop for you, and everybody who participates in the battle will get their own copy of the loot.
Now, for the environmental pickups, I'm just curious here. And look at this Bruiser. He's about... You got to take him out here. For the environmental pickups, I saw that there was like a newsstand or something like that down there. Mm-hmm. Is that a pickup as well, or what is that?
You can destroy different parts of the environment. For example, this, we can just blow it up like that. And sometimes you'll get lucky and get different pieces of loot that will drop out of there, or health packs or something like that. One thing also just that we were talking about the costumes, for example, that Bruiser, he just dropped the stealth armor, so I can switch on the fly. So, it's stealth armor from the 80s.
This guy's going to get murked.
It's over. I mean, that's what it is.
That guy. What was he thinking?
Right.
Exactly. By himself, going to run up on Iron Man and try and beat him up. Imagine if that would have happened. Weird. Well, that's awesome. So now you're stealth armor Iron Man, right, which is a toy that I owned, actually. I have to see if I still own it, as a matter of fact. I got to check the old garage. but that is awesome.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, like I said, all the characters have, tons of costumes from their history in the Marvel comics. And one thing that's unique for us at Gazillion is Marvel's given us the opportunity to invent our own costumes. So, we'll be able to contribute to the universe as well as, take from it, to make a great story and a great experience.
Well, let's actually discuss that whole experience, by the way, how Gazillion got involved with this. Could you shed some light on that?
Yeah, I mean, Gazillion, is working with Marvel. We have another game called Marvel Superhero Squad online, which is more of a kid's version of what our game is. But we work really closely with Marvel. I mean, I'm on emails with them every day asking, what's going on in the comic books, what are things that, isn't public knowledge yet that, we could actually put into the game and things like that. So, like, for example, when they announced the Guardians of the Galaxy movie at regular Comic-Con, that same day we had a heads up, so we were able to announce our Rocket Raccoon, who's in the game, who's also going to appear in the movie.
That's amazing. So the involvement has been really tight-knit with you guys due to your previous experience with them. Now, I do understand that there is a special person working on this particular game who has a big history with this style of game. Who is that exactly?
David Brevik is our creative director and president of our company. You might know him as the creator of Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. And so, his vision is definitely seen throughout the game. I mean, you can see we're a very Diablo-style game. And, if we're going to make a Diablo-style game, you might as well have, Mr. Diablo himself, David Brevik, working on the project with us.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, I tell you this much. I can only imagine that a lot of people who are fans of Diablo 1 and 2 are really excited because I know that I am. I played Diablo 1 extensively. So it's good to know that the person who pioneered it, the person who created this and revolutionized making one of the more popular games of any generation is involved with this particular game. So you guys at home and for those of you guys on the convention floor can know that this game is in good hands. Besides yourself as well, Matt. You're an awesome dude. So thank you very much for taking the time and showing this game off. Now, we are going to be coming up to the final villain here, who is correctly named now, shocker, as fatigue has gotten the best of me. But, see, and this is a good fight because this is a one-on-one fight, right? This isn't like when you dealt with Electro.
Right, exactly. I mean, some of our environments will be public combat zones, like where we saw the Electro fight. Some of our major bosses, like Shocker here, takes place inside of your own instance. So it'll be just for you and your party. So if you're in a party, difficulty will scale up as well. So it's not going to be, a pushover fight if you're with, 5 of your buddies and you're all wailing on one guy.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. I tell you that much because it's like I like going in there by myself, and that's another question I have. A lot of MMORPGs these days like to emphasize, playing as a team and stuff like that, which is fine, and I actually have no problem doing that. But can I play alone?
You can play alone. I mean, if you want to solo the game, you can. You'll need an internet connection, so you'll be able to, experience the public combat zones. But if you want to play through the game, by yourself, that's totally fine too.
Okay, so pretty much the way I want to play the game is perfectly fine by me. The characters I want to pick, it's fine by my I guess you could say my choice, which is awesome. Moving forward though, and it seems like you're about to take out Shocker here, and that is going to be you got a lot of loot too. Let's take a look at this.
We call it the loot pinata.
The loot pinata.
When all the loot drops for you.
And you're going to go find your buddy Daredevil. He was all like, "Help me, Iron Man," and Iron Man's like, "I got you.
I got this. It's good.
I got this."
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Great, cool. Yeah, thanks so much for having me again. It's great fun.
As always. I mean, I'm a huge fan of this game. I think it's amazing, and every day I'm learning something new and interesting about it. So you guys announced that. Who was it? Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, Nova, and Jean Grey was just announced at our panel that we wrapped up maybe 30 minutes ago. So.
Awesome. And ironically enough, when they came here and we were getting set up, I had asked them. I was like, "Yeah, my brother's a big fan of Luke Cage," and they were like, "Hey, we just announced him." So that just shows
conveniently enough, right?
Yeah, and it keeps me on my toes. Yeah. But that's just a testament to how dedicated Gazillion is to this game, and overall just the amazingness that is Marvel Heroes. So when can we expect to get our hands on the beta for Marvel Heroes?
So we're actually in closed beta right now. You can go to marvelheroes.com and sign up for it. We actually gave out a few beta keys here at NYCC. But if you didn't get to come to the show here, feel free to go to marvelheroes.com and sign up for a chance to get into the closed beta.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. marvelheroes.com for your opportunity to play this awesome game. And Matt, I'd like to thank you very much for taking the time. I greatly appreciate it once
Thanks
again.
so much for having me, man. A lot of fun.
As always. And guys, hopefully you enjoyed this display of Marvel Heroes. Once again, if you want to sign up for the closed beta, you can go to www.marvelheroes.com, and there you could play the awesomeness known as Marvel Heroes. Or you could just play as, Deadpool, which is like perfectly fine by me, because that's probably what I'm going to do for a large majority of the time. But in any case, guys, thank you so much once again to Gazillion, and hopefully you enjoyed this presentation. We're going to have one more trailer to show you guys, and don't go anywhere. We have plenty of coverage here at WCG, New York Comic Con, and we are going to have a cosplay contest coming up next, which is going to be on stream, and that was amazing yesterday. And I guess it's only fitting that we have superhero game followed by a cosplay contest, right, Matt?
Sounds good to me. Yeah, perfect.
Sounds perfect. Hopefully you enjoy it, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks. MarvelHeroes.com.
Why don't you stick around?
Victory is ours, comrade!
Superpower threat detected.
Today, the final triumph of Victor Von Doom begins.